So what's up? So I have been called out of my sleep to do a reading. The price that we pay when we don't do what we're supposed to do. Okay, so whatever that means. Just hold on, just let me wake up. Let me get my bill. So I'm just I'm so sorry. It's like over it. I kind of want to do something different because I have this project to do. So let's do the reading, and we're going to do the project too. All I have to do is resonate, which is put in the final protective code over top of it. So there may be something here about protection, okay? Something going on with protection. I don't pick up like any type of warning. I don't even think it's fucking 7 o'clock yet. Oh my God. Uh-oh. So we have the defeat card. So obviously you have defeated a couple of people and they're upset about that. So a lot of the times with this card, you know, individuals wanted to make you some type of sacrifice, but instead the shit ended up backfiring. So people are losing material things. They're losing relationships. This is humiliation. This is devastation. So if somebody wanted to humiliate you, well, they got that shit back. It happened to them. There are 3 people in the foreground, but there are 2 people in the background. So it's 5 people altogether. So this is a level of consciousness. This is a certain group of consciousness of people, which means I'm picking up right away that, you know, somebody may have said something to you about somebody else. Maybe you tested that theory and it wasn't true, okay? So my thing is that if you tested this theory, these people are embarrassed in front of you, okay? They're embarrassed in front of you because they tried to lie to you about somebody. And when you stepped in, you know, it was, you know, when you did some type of investigation or whatever it is in which that you did, you realize these people don't know what they're talking about. And you must be somebody that a lot of people look up to. These people may look up to you, which is why they feel this humiliation, okay? I do hear somebody said he's not the one to fuck with. So this is for a man, okay? So maybe you're dealing with a woman, or maybe you're dealing with like another man. Whatever your sexual preference is. So my thing is that obviously you already know that whoever has your interest or your attention, obviously you already know, you know, y'all gonna have some problems for the outside world. You already are seeing that, okay? It's giving me a story. It's giving me a story of somebody who is like well respected, well known, you know, and there's another story of a woman or a man, whoever your person is, it's kind of like this person is like you, but in a different way, to where it's like you hold an obvious authority, this person does not. So when it comes to you and your life, it's kind of like people see from you, people know not to fuck with you. But when it comes to this other person that you're dealing with, it's the same rules when it comes to them, but it's not as obvious. So this person, is kind of like people are always talking about this person, gossiping about this person. They don't have good things to say about this person, you know, and this person is innocent. Okay, I do pick that up. This person is innocent, right? But even, you know, I be having a lot of hating ass motherfuckers too. You know, that's because I deal with spiritual shit. So people are always trying to gaslight. You know what I mean? And it's easier to manipulate people when it comes to spiritual, because the spiritual is the non-physical. It's what you cannot see. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes to me, it's kind of like people are always trying to say shit about me. You know, it's always this warfare that's going on, that's taking place. And it's never in my face. It's always behind my back. You know, that's why it's hard for me to trust people, because, you know, I can pick up on things. You know, I can tell when shit is not right with people, you know, and sometimes they're aware of it, sometimes they're not. When they're not aware of it and I speak on it, they may deny it in the beginning, but somewhere along the line, they're going to have a realization of what the fuck I said. And see, people be getting scared. So they be thinking that I be doing some magic or some bullshit on them. So when they go in to retaliate, shit never works. And people wonder why. It's like they can't never take me down, and they be trying to figure it out. This is why I be trying to help people with mental health. I'm not going to keep saying it. I say it over and over and over again, because people do not know, and they think that they know, when in all actuality, they're dealing with emotional disturbance, and then on top of that, they're dealing with bad mental health. I can pick up on all of that. And it seems like the more in which that I try to go in and free individuals and help them, it's kind of like they don't want to receive it. So I just be like, well, fuck it, you're going to fall. And I don't have anything to do with it. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like this person doesn't have, it's like they have the same story as you, but it's reflected in a different way. You understand what I'm saying? So to where it's kind of like people should respect this other person. People should, just like they tiptoe and they respect you and they show you all of this, they should be doing that to this other person too. But the thing is that it's not as obvious in this other person as it is in you. So, you know, you may have tried to test your person in a certain way. And it's kind of like true to yourself too. You feel kind of embarrassed too. Like you're upset because you know what you did and you know why you did it. But the thing is that, you know, it's kind of like you let these people stoop you to their level. It's kind of like you didn't have discernment about the person or the situation. If you think about it, if you put in action to test if somebody was telling the truth about somebody else, it's because you're indecisive, unsure, and you're not confident within discernment. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you sided with these people, and when you tested the theory, you found out that these people were wrong. So then that's when you realize something about yourself, like, you know what, maybe I'm not as discerning as I thought that I was, because I should have been able to see it. I already know I like this person. I already know, you know what I'm saying? But the moment that somebody else start talking to me about this person, I let them in. I let them get into my head and take an action that is against how I feel and what I truly think about somebody else. So if you think about it, you can be used by the opposition, which makes you a liability instead of stability. You see what I'm saying? I think that you realize that, and in a way you're kind of upset about that, and now you're looking at these people differently, because not only did you realize something about them, but you realize something about yourself too. So whoever this person is that you're dealing with, this is what you call the mirror. And this is why a lot of people don't like this person, because motherfuckers don't like looking into that mirror. You know, people always want to project who they are onto this person. But when you are a mirror, you're constantly holding up the mirror to people like, you need to look at yourself. Stop worrying about me. Stop focusing on me. If you want to talk to me, if you want to communicate with me, then do so. But stop projecting. Every time you project, I'm going to put that mirror up. You see what I'm saying? So this person, they a bad motherfucker. Okay, obviously you are too. But it's harder to see it in this person. That's purposeful. Okay, which means that God has this person heavily protected and cloaked. That's why so many people be trying to come up against one person. Because motherfuckers have had experience with this person one-on-one, and they can't, you know, they're undefeated. So the opposition groups up in numbers. And my thing is that now, you know, you have shown and proved not only in front of other people and yourself, but also in front of the divine, that you can be used as a op against this person. So it's kind of like you caused an injustice between you and somebody to where y'all are the same. It just looks different. It's just different perspective, different view, but y'all are the same. So real recognize real, but it's kind of like you couldn't recognize your own. I don't want to hear no skeptic, because you are the one. You should have known better. Ooh. You need to get away from those people. You need to separate yourself from those people. Those are not your real people. But one thing that I know, you can't tell people what to do. So it's kind of like, because you caused that injustice, now you have to choose between those people or your person. You see, this person is new. They have already proven that they are who they say they are, and they done showed up. You know, they done showed up and showed this third party they ain't shit. But what I know with most people, they stick with their comfort zone. Okay? You have a choice. You have a choice to make. Me personally, I would suggest that you choose yourself and leave both parties alone. I'm just saying. Somebody know what they're talking about. And because you are who you are, you think that you're associated with other big hitters. You're about to find out you done came across a real big hitter. And that's why these motherfuckers tried it. I'm just saying. So anyway, look at this shit. So this is the person that tried to project. This is the person that tried to project. This is the leader. You know, this is the leader. This person may know or have known your person. And this person that's projecting on the outside, this person considers themselves to be somebody who leads people. They consider themselves to be a leader. They consider themselves to be able to teach people how to see, right? No, wrong. This person is not that. I don't know what the fuck has happened, okay? Like, this person has gotten stuck within a certain perception of themselves, and because of that, they have not been growing. So they continue to wear this facade and put on this behavior like there's something that they're not. I'm picking up this person has identity issues. You don't even really know who this person is. All you know is whatever illusion they're trying to put on for you. So it's giving me spiritual narcissists with some deep childhood issues and wounds that they have not healed and don't know how to heal. In the position of your crown, you have the star. You know this person is a healer now, don't you? Right. When you line up the real from the fake, you will see it. Yes, sir. You already know. Look at this shit. And who is this? It looked like they got a woman around them, a high priestess. She ain't got no gift, honey. She don't have no gift. It looked like he got two women. So my thing is, he tried to pay somebody to do some work on you to cause an illusion so you wouldn't be able to see. You need to be trying to figure out who this person is, because people know this person. And it takes numbers for people to try to come up against this person. And even when they got numbers, they still can't take this person down. So I'm questioning, who are you? Because you are a reflection of this person. So you just as bad as this person, but this person is like, you know, ninjas move in the shadows. You know what I'm saying? Because that's kind of what I pick. Like, this person moves in the shadows. They can feel the darkness. They know the dark, to where you must be of the light, which means that, well, for one, you're chosen. So you're out in the public, you're out in the open. People know you, you're respected, your reputation serves you. You see what I'm saying? This person, it's a little more challenging for this person. This person can't be out in the open like that. You need to find out who you're dealing with. And my thing is, best believe that this person knows what was up. And if they tried to tell you what was up and you tried to gaslight them or dismantle them, that was very disrespectful. So you have some work to put into this relationship if this is what you want. Because this person is kind of looking at you as if you're not trustworthy, because they know that you easily fail for these people. You easily sided and believe these people. This person know what you tried to do. You know that they know. And what did they do? They rose above you, because they knew it was some bullshit going on. You have the Temperance, the Sun, and the Five of Pentacles. Okay? So is that is that your energy? So this is your energy. You have the Temperance with the Temperance and the Sun. You are two favorite. I'm trying to think about how I'm gonna word this, because this is, it's not necessarily embarrassing, but it absolutely is, because it's kind of like, it's like you disrespected yourself with trying to test somebody else. You know what I'm saying? This person is a gift to you. You are a gift to them too. So I'm trying to think about how to word this, because with your energy, even I have to be respectful about the things in which that I say, how I say it. The only thing that I can tell you is that you're going to have to put in some work. You're going to have to show up now, because this person already knows, and they're already planning as to how to put you at a distance. They're planning as to how to cut you off or get rid of you, because you're just like those people. That's what they think. That's what you show. And you did it in a way to where you did it spiritually. You did it with spirit. It's kind of like these people are coming up against this person, and then they added you to the bunch. So it's just like, I feel so sad. I feel so sad. Like, I want to cry. I feel so sad. It's like this person that has been fighting for a long time. Then it's kind of like they meet you to where, then it's kind of like they meet you to where you're like this protector and you're like this warrior. You know what I mean? So, in oath, you are supposed to protect the innocents. But then you had to stand there face to face on the opposing end of, and going against everything in which that you fucking represent. So it's kind of like, now it's like, who are you? Who are you really? Do you even know who you are? You see what these people have done? So the point of the situation, everybody around you is underdeveloped, right? When people are underdeveloped, they're real indecisive, right? So they're causing you some type of strife. The strife is the indecision. You already knew who this person was, but because you let people get into your head that you may have known longer, it's kind of like you went up against this person. You did the same shit. You made the same mistake. And it's kind of like you may be feeling the same embarrassment or humiliation, which is what a lot of these other people went through, which is why they team up to try to come up against it. You see what I'm saying? So what are you going to do now? Are you going to join the opposition, or are you going to be the one that actually the one that is the one that can stand up and actually be about what you say that you are. I mean, I don't know. That's why, that's why when, I can discern. I don't care what somebody look like. I don't care what they're into. You know what I'm saying? Like, I keep telling people looks are deceiving. You know, it's a lot of spiritual warfare because motherfuckers be trying to dress the part. You know, when they dress the part, they look the part, they act the part. It's easier to believe it because of what you see. You know, when in all actuality, most of the time, motherfuckers be dressing up to hide that they ain't nothing but a fake and a fraud. And that they stopped growing a long time ago. These people are in competition with you secretly anyway. And that's even more humiliating. Because you are on a pedestal. Like, the spiritual world has you on a pedestal. Like, I don't know. You were being watched by a lot of people in that situation. My thing is that, a lot of your guides, a lot of your spiritual protection was very disappointed. And when you dealt with this other person and this other person rose above your antics, your spirit guides now favor them. So let me see. So now your spiritual protection is gone. You chose these people. You chose these people over this person. So, I mean, I'm sorry. It's over. It's over with you and this person too. It's over. It's over. Because your spirit guides, because they have been looking to heal. You have been looking to heal. God sent you that healer. Not just any healer. This is what you call an ultimate healer. And then you turned on a person. Your guides were watching. So, your guides were able to accept this person's healing. This is a star seed. This is somebody who is out of this world. I'm a star seed too. So I understand all parties in the situation. I understand all parties in the situation. I understand. I've been through the same thing. But I've been through the same thing with like a lot of celebrities, which is why I just don't get into that shit no more, because it's kind of like they killing themselves, they killing their stars trying to fuck with me. So let me just put my focus somewhere else. If they try to do stuff, if they want to do stuff, they can just go ahead and try. At least they gonna fuck up on their own. I don't have anything to do with it. You see what I'm saying? And the thing is that this is what I'm talking about when it comes to spiritual narcissists and the ego, because it's not about what you see. That's how people get you. A lot of people ain't want to fuck with me because I'm black. And being black, they think that I'm not as knowledgeable or more knowledgeable than somebody who's white. Then when they go over to, to dealing with the white folks, it's kind of like that's when they see something is not right. But by that time, they have already given too much to the situation to where, and they have leverage now to do whatever they want to them. And it's hard for them to get out. They can't come to me because they chose somebody else. When it comes to me, I don't know if this has anything to do with anybody else. When it comes to me, if you do not choose me, and if you do not choose me, then it's over. You will not have access to me anymore. It's going to be done unless I grant you access. So it's kind of like now you know who this person is. But I don't know. I feel like it's too late. You're gonna be left out in the cold. You chose those people. So now you're gonna be left out in the cold from your spirit guides and from this person to deal with these people. Okay? Now my thing is that maybe you like these people, you fuck with these people, so you're okay with it. Well, okay. So let bygones be bygones. So let this person walk away and peacefully. Don't try to hurdle up with these people and try to come for this person behind their back and all this type of stuff. Don't do that. Just walk away. Because my thing is, with short spirit guys, you don't stand a chance. That's why when it came to you, people didn't stand a chance. You understand what I'm saying? But like I said, they left you, and you know, great. What a great message early in the morning. Okay, so whatever, right? So I'm gonna do you a solid. Just because shit doesn't look like it's working doesn't mean that it's not working. So let me set up everything. So what's up? You know how we do. Okay, so this is actually a project that I have been working on. So I have been going in and cleaning out and decluttering my home. And it's taken me a little longer than anticipated. You know, I didn't even realize how much that I have accumulated. You know, when you go in and break everything down and start organizing things, you're just like, wow. You run into things that you forgot that you even had. So, anyway, these boxes are actually very, very sentimental to me. So, with working at my job, so if anybody has been keeping up, then you know I had a crush, you know, on this guy at my job. And the first funeral that we worked together, well, for one, they fed us, you know. The caterer, you know, she had some leftover food or what have you, so she left it for the employees, and she left a box of plasticware. So you see, those are the 3 dividers. You know, it was a pretty sturdy box. It was in good shape. And it was sentimental because it represented the first time me and that individual did a funeral together. So, you know, unfortunately, there have been situations with me and that individual. So, you know, as much as I didn't want to admit that the situation was bringing me chaos mentally, it was disturbing my peace. You know, I decided to go in and start working on some art therapy projects. And in the midst of me cleaning out my home at the same time with taking time off of work, you know, I'm just pre-planning for the summer because I have things that go on during the summer. Then on top of that, you know, whenever I create like little storage spaces, it works perfectly. It works out perfectly. You know, it helps to keep things organized, you know. So I decided to glue them all together, to paint it. You know, I taped up some of the creases so when I go in with the resin, it'll be a little more solid. So here I'm going in with the resin. I have already resined the back. So, you know, I'm just finishing up this project. A lot of the times I use black for a lot of my projects because whenever art therapy is healing to the subconscious mind as well as the psychological and the psyche part of the brain. So whenever we feel a lack of mental peace, it's almost as if somebody has carved a knife. They've stabbed us in the brain and carved out a piece of our brain. So whenever we go in and we do art therapy, we are healing that mental wound. And this is why I created a system to where individuals, you know, art therapy is more so of a lifestyle instead of something that you take time out to just stop and do every once in a while whenever you need to. because we're constantly being abused every day. It is the inevitable. I've had to accept that. So that is why I came up with that system. It's, it's like a heal as you go type of thing. And whenever we use black, the subconscious is the black, right? So the yin and the yang, the consciousness is the awareness and the black is the unawareness. So we go in and we close the door on what has hurt us, what we let in to come in to hurt us. And now we're starting over. Okay? So it's like cutting the attachments that individuals have towards you, but you don't know about. Okay? So individuals who deal with hidden animosity towards you or hidden jealousy, this is also a form of way as to how you can block them out as well too. So it's kind of like when we go in and we black out everything, this is when we cut off access. And individuals, they can't find us. They can't reach us mentally anymore. Okay, it's like a definite thing. But this is intentional to help with building confidence in your decision making, because sometimes we can go back and forth with ourselves and other individuals. If somebody has abused you, you may get over it and you may say, hey, well, it's okay. That was just a one-time thing. I know how to heal from it, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. Just because you know how to heal yourself doesn't mean that you should continuously put yourself in positions, that are constantly harming you. You must make a decision. This has happened. Whether it be intentional, rather it not be intentional. But the thing is that you didn't know about shit in the first place, right? So if things are going on behind your back, people are misunderstanding you, not taking the time to get to know you or ask questions. They just want to make decisions about you. Well, you must put the balance back into the situation and you must make a decision about them as well. A lot of people think that I'm cold because of this, but you have no idea. You see, you have not been dragged enough. You have not experienced, you haven't had it, the way in which that you need to have it in order to be able to see it. When you get tired of being dragged, what do? You kick a motherfucker off of you and you get yourself up and you walk away. You say, no, you will not drag me. You will not do this to me. You will not treat me like this. You will not abuse me. You will not gaslight me. You will not suppress me. You will not oppress me in any shape, form, or way. And nor will you have the chance to be able to do that again, because I have seen you. And a lot of people will say, oh, this is very unforgiving. Forgiveness starts with self first. You got to forgive yourself first. And sometimes people will keep themselves in heartbreak to where they'll keep themselves surrounded around, what has broken them. If you got to be resilient, because it's possible to heal in the same environment that abused you, and it's possible to heal that environment. That's a powerful motherfucker there. You understand what I'm saying? And it's possible. It can be done. But for most people cannot heal in the same environment that has hurt them. So you must create space for self now with getting away from the crowd and focusing in more on you, working on your mental health, reconnecting, remembering who you are, building, strengthening that individuality. Okay, but remembering that we must stay connected to humanity, because we are human. We are living a human experience. Okay? So, At this point in time, dears, it is what it is. We black it out, cut it off, move on, and enter into our healing space once again in our sanctuary, our peaceful sanctuary of perception, or within our perception, we should say, right? Okay? But that's going to be it. So until the next time, we'll talk again. Thank you.